Hello everyone, good morning. It's time to start the day. Grab your coffee, your favorite beverage, shine your light and light the way.
Good morning, everybody. Hi. It is Wednesday, July 1st, 2026. And this is Good Morning Coffee and Talk. I'm Dolly. And you are you. Good morning, Katie. Good morning, Janet. Good morning, Barb. It is good to see you guys this morning. Good morning, Flowing. Good morning, Kelly. Kelly, I know you got a lot going on today, but you're here. And I'm excited. Yeah. Yeah, Kelly's been doing a lot of rock hounding. She posted a video where she went to go see her daughter, and at the hotel that she was staying at, there was a bunch of neat looking rocks that she was kind of going through. She found some pink granite. I was excited about the pink granite because I've learned something about pink granite over the years. Pink granite is a fantastic fusion of being a grounding stone and being a heart-centered compassion stone. So never throw out your pink granite. Never take that for granted, you guys. It is fantastic. It's good stuff. Good stuff. It is rent check day for Flowing. That's awesome. Katie said, we have had a lot of wind for almost 2 weeks, like a hair dryer. That's what we got going on right now because it is hot and humid here. Hot and humid. It is, I don't know what the temperature, it's 86 degrees right now, which I know for some of you, that doesn't sound like it's very hot. But for us in the great north, in the frozen tundra, it is very hot for us, and it is so humid. It is 84% humidity, and there's rain on the way. So it's going to be up to 100% humidity very soon, which makes it hard for me to breathe. So I've been hiding in the house. Flowing is so behind on her video viewing. Well, get with it. Get with it, woman. It's okay. Oh, and Kelly says, I'm holding you in my heart, Barbara. Barbara, we love you. We love you. I wish you lived closer. I'd make you do all kinds of crazy stuff with me. Oh, so much love. So much love. Flowing says, yes, it's very hot here too. It's just been stupid hot. It is as hot as damn it. That's how hot it is. Oh my gosh. We are not used to it. I am not used to it. But I shouldn't complain because it's not snowing. We don't have wildfires. We don't have earthquakes. We don't have volcanoes. We just have some uncomfortably tropical-like air going on right now. And you know what? I'll take it. I'll take it because at least the sun is shining. You know, I'm happy for that. I woke up alive. I am so grateful for that. Oh, Kelly is hugging Janet, Katie, Flowing, Barbara, and sending love to everybody. And Kelly says 3 digits today. Oy vey. I think we're supposed to get up to 96, but we'll see. Man, 3 digits. Yikes. Yikes. And you're kind of north. You're kind of a north girl too. I mean, you have a little bit more of a better climate than we do. You know, not as extreme like we do, but not that much. I mean, you guys get snow. You guys get cold. So Flowing says, I'd rather have fluffy snow. I love the snow. I love walking in the snow. But I also greatly appreciate all the green. And right now, because it's been raining and hot and humid, everything is growing like gangbusters, including the weeds. And you know what? There's a bunch of weeds in our flower beds right now that have little flowers. And I'm okay with that. Is that so wrong? That I like weeds a little bit? They're pretty. They're pretty. There's these little yellow flowers. And there's some white ones too in there. And I'm just like, look how pretty these little flowers are. They should have a chance to live too, you know? But if Rick gets out there, they will no longer be there. Rick does not like weeds at all. And he's very picky about the flower beds. He's very on it. And there's nothing wrong with that either. That's his passion. So that's fine. Janet says, hey fam, I completed my, what's going on here? I completed my Reiki Masters training this past weekend, 3 long 8-hour days. I'm so excited. The energy was amazing. That's very, very cool. Good for you. Good for you. Kelly says, my infusion is going very well. I was just going to ask about that, actually. Got me on the first stick. I'm grateful. Oh, rock on. That's awesome. I was thinking about you this morning. You know, I was thinking, oh, yeah, she's got that going on today. Hope it goes well. Send out some visualization of it just working the first time. And hooray, it worked. Love the manifestation. Flowing says, Janet DC, I can't believe how much water is in the air. Yeah, I know. I feel like if I went out there with like a plastic bag and just ran through the yard back and forth for a while, I'd have a bag full of water. It is that thick out there. Kelly says, that's exciting, Janet. Yeah, that is exciting. That's very cool. Katie says, one man's weeds is another man's wildflowers. That's right. If I lived here by myself, I'd be like, let's just let it go natural. I don't even care. And it's not out of laziness. It's out of just this respect for life. Anything that can thrive here with our winters being so cold and our summers being so hot and humid, anything that can thrive out there, man, God bless you. All right, let it grow. That's what I'm saying. Dehumidifier, everyone get one. Yes, we have one going downstairs in the basement. The central air keeps the humidity down, which is nice, but down in the basement, we have to have a dehumidifier, and it's just about full. So when I go down to do laundry later, I got to empty it. Janet says, thanks, guys. Yeah, that's cool. Now, before we get any further, I want to talk about something. And I want you guys to understand. I want to explain this, and I want you guys to understand. I'm going to stop doing Sunday readings. And this is not a rash decision. This isn't something that just came because Mercury is in retrograde. I've actually been thinking about this since the beginning of the year, about stopping my Sunday videos. When I started down my shamanic path, I moved into a very different relationship with spirit. And using tarot and oracle is wonderful. And there's nothing wrong with it. I love it. And I'm probably still going to use it now and then, you know. But communicating via meditation and journeys and communicating via tarot is like having this really fantastic state-of-the-art cell phone that I can use to talk to spirit when I'm doing journeys and meditation versus trying to use smoke signals to communicate with spirit. I feel like something has changed. Something has changed in me. Something has changed in how I communicate with spirit. And I just don't feel like my messages that I'm getting from spirit on Sundays are coming through the way that they should be. And I feel like everyone else has noticed it too, because my viewership on Sundays has tanked. As far as I know, the last video that I did this last Sunday, only one person commented on the video. Sweet Fatima, who is always there commenting, and showing support. She did, but nobody else did. I got 25 views, it says, but nobody's commenting. So, and then when I looked at the watch time for the video too, I saw that most people only stayed for about a minute and left. And I thought, okay, this message that I'm trying to give people, I do this I want to help people. I want to bring a message from Spirit that is going to help people on their path. I do not do political readings. I do not do readings on the stars, in Hollywood. I don't read on cold cases. I don't do personal readings. All I wanted to do was get this message from Spirit and bring it to you guys as something that would be uplifting, something that maybe you needed to work on, something to focus on. That's the kind of divination that I wanted to do. And since I started doing journeys, I realized that Spirit's saying to me, you know what, you're asking us to use this backward technology. That's what it feels like they're saying to me. And what we really want to do is we want to just talk through you. And you can do that on Wednesdays. And you can do that during morning meditations. When I'm starting up morning meditations on the 6th of July, which is this next Monday. I was going to start July 1st because I thought July 1st was on a Monday. And then I picked up a calendar and went, oh, that's a Wednesday. So I just pushed it off a week, which was good because I needed to get my room set up anyways, which I got it set up now. So I just wanted to explain this to you guys because if you all of a sudden are like, well, what happened to your Sunday videos? This is why. I'm transitioning into the way that I'm going to help is going to be through what I'm currently doing with on my Wednesdays with my Good Morning Coffee and Talk, and on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday with the 5-minute morning meditation, which is really going to be about a half an hour. 5 minutes of meditating and then like 25 minutes of just talking and praying and lifting you guys up. Okay. So that's going to be at 6:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. So it's going to be early. I know that's going to be hard for West Coast people. I do not expect you to attend. If that's too early for you, please don't even feel bad about it. But I want to do it early in the morning because I want people to try to get into a good place first thing in the morning. Start off the day gentle. With a gentle meditation and nice talk with my friends. That's the way I'd like to start off the day. So that's what we're doing. All right, let me go back. Now I talked and talked and talked. And you guys are talking. Okay, let me go back here. Okay. Janet says, now I'm having vivid dreams and remembering them. Oh, that's a thing. That's been happening to quite a few people. There's an energy right now that is really fast moving and bright and powerful. So yeah, I'm having all kinds of crazy dreams too. Let's see. Kelly says, dear Fatima, always commenting on my things too. Yeah, she's amazing. Flowing says, Dali, walk your path. It's beautiful. I totally get what you're saying. Thank you so much. Fatima, beautiful soul. Yes. Kelly says, I've been following a Sufi path and recently. So I have been skipping tarot card readings to stay in alignment with the Sufi way of thinking. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to do it, Kelly, do it. Do it all the way. Give yourself the most immersion as you possibly can, because that's going to give you the best idea of what that path is like, and just take it from there. Barb says, Rachel, I love and appreciate you. Oh, I love and appreciate you too, honey, so much. Kelly says, good to know, Kelly. Kelly says, I'm looking forward to your new meditations at 7:30 because they are more in line with my path. Oh, that's good. Yeah, it's going to be mindfulness meditations. And if you've never done that before, it's not like guided meditations. I'm not going to be talking you through anything except for the breath. Following your breath, being in the moment, experiencing thoughts, sensations, smells, as they come to you, acknowledging them, and then going back to the breath and staying with the breath. And it's a very gentle, kind way to start your day. It's fantastic. I hope that you guys will come and that you'll like it. Flowing says, I speak directly with the universe and receive messages. Yeah, that's where I'm at too. Yeah. Kelly says, yes, Katie, I have struggled with the conflict for a few months and just decided last week. Wow. It's that time. Katie says, I integrate both into my life. Yes. And Janet says, I will definitely be asleep at that time. That's okay. That's all right. It's early. It is early. 7:30 in the morning for East Coasters, 6:30 in the morning for Central. 4 a.m. for the people on the, or 4:30 for the people on the West Coast. So, just if you can, you can. If you can't, it's okay too. It's just something that I'm being led to do, and I am going to follow this path. When I started last year, in June, thinking about taking a shaman's path, walking a shaman's path. I've been, over the last year, reading books, watching videos, reaching out to people, talking to them about the process, trying to integrate a shaman's path into my life as much as I possibly can. And there is something that I have become acutely aware of now. And I guess I always knew this, but now I really know it. And that is, for all the angels and the ancestors and the spirits of the land that surround me, there are also demons. There are also demons that poke at me. I keep myself protected. I don't let them in. But I knew when I started down this path that I would start to experiencing health issues, which I have. As much as I'm working on making my health better, I am also being attacked, and keeping those demons at bay, is, I now understand why shamans walk a solitary path. Let's just put it that way. I do, because you don't know how much this path affects not only you, but the people around you. So gently scaled back from that a little bit, just because the process was very daunting. But I'm still doing a lot of the same things that I was, the same kinds of meditation, the same kinds of focusing on helping people, working with spirit to battle things that my friends need me to battle for them, that kind of stuff. Thank you, Katie. Katie says, I'll be there. I love you, Katie. You're the best. You are. Katie says, there's always the replay too. That's right. Yes, because it is very important to sleep. If you can't be there live, you can do the little 5-minute meditation when you wake up. There's no problem with that. Absolutely, for sure. Janet's saying, I'm trying to get sleep when I can to help my brain recover. Absolutely understand that. No judgment from me. No judgment for me anyway. I try not to judge. I try very hard not to judge. Unless Okay, like I've always said, if you show up, if I'm at Walmart and you're there wearing a thong and a chicken costume on the top, and you're carrying a parasol and pushing a baby buggy full of batteries, I might judge that. I might. Janet says, I will be sending you and Rick and everyone here this buzzy new energy I've been given. I know that buzzy energy. You do that. Probably got your kundalini going there, girl. Katie says, there's a reason I teach moving forward slowly. It's still moving forward. Sometimes when we rush things, we miss so much. Yes. Relax and let it happen as it's supposed to. 100%. Yes, yes, yes. You are spot on. Flowing's like, wow, I have a mental picture of this. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen some. I'm sure everyone has seen some crazy things at Walmart. I am sure we all have it. The last time, was I at Walmart? No, I wasn't at Walmart. Chrissy and I went to Metro Market, which is like Kroger. We went to Metro Market to get some stuff to make clam chowder for her birthday. And we saw this little old man walking around with a Donald Duck, and he was going up to people and he was talking to them in the Donald Duck voice while holding up the Donald Duck. And some people's reactions were awful. They were just like, ugh, like get away from me kind of thing. But I ran right up to him. I talked to him and let him talk in his Donald Duck voice to me because I thought it was fantastic. So there. And it put a big smile on my face. And that's all he was trying to do. People have gotten so cynical. You know? Man, find joy where you can. If going to the grocery store with your duck and talking like Donald Duck brings you joy, I say go for it. Somebody will respond kindly. You know? Somebody will. Janet says there are reasons why I have my Walmart purchases delivered. Yeah, Katie does that too. I can't handle the energy in there. The attainments to Reiki are amazing, Jen. I'm so happy for you. Yeah, Katie's been doing Reiki. Katie's been doing Reiki. What is that even? Katie's been doing Reiki for quite a while. As does Kelly too, I believe. And well, a lot of you guys. I do too. I send it out. Man, I pull that energy in. I ball it up, and I send it out to whatever direction you guys are living in whenever you ask me for prayer. I have never, I think during COVID we had some Walmart deliveries, but I haven't done that since COVID. We just go out and do the thing. But I've avoided Walmart because there's an energy in Walmart. I'm not kidding you. There's such there's a vortex that opens up into hell in Walmart for me. When I walk in there, the whole time I'm in there, I'm just like, yeah, that's hard. That's hard for me. That energy. It's too much. It's just too much. And my autism too gets affected by Walmart. There's too many sights, sounds, noises, smells, and I get like overwhelmed with it, God bless Chrissy. I'm going to say that like every day for the rest of my life because she can like read when something's happening to me and she can feel it before it even starts with me. And she just puts her hands on me. She just puts her hands on my shoulders and I feel better. Yes, that's a good way of putting it, Flowing. Chaos energy. Yes. And not like chaos for a good reason. It's just chaos. I want to give you guys a Rachel is losing weight update. I stepped on the scale yesterday and I was at 210.4. And that's down from 267.8. So still moving in the right direction. Still moving in the right direction. Thank goodness. What is up here on my screen? Okay. Katie is a level 2 Kundalini Reiki certified. I like hearing Katie's stories about when her Kundalini first activated. You were on the bus, weren't you, Katie, when that happened? And you were just like, "Wah!" on the bus. What is happening to me? I've had that Kundalini experience, but I have zero control over it. So I don't work with it much. Sometimes it just happens. Janet would like to hear me talk about my Norse practices. It fascinates you. Well, the thing that I did most recently was, I've been going to this place called Grimoire Girls Coven. It's a metaphysics shop very close here to my home. And I've been going there for their full moon ceremonies, which are absolutely wonderful. The woman, Molly, who facilitates the rituals is she's a practicing witch with Norse leanings. So she has a very Norse-centric approach to how she does her rituals, which makes me feel very comfortable and welcome. And I'm finding that the people that show up for the full moon ceremonies are also in that mindset, calling out to, the way that she calls out the corners is like calling out to, it's very much like how the Norse people do it. And it's fantastic. And I'm so happy that I found it. And I took Amanda this last time. Amanda, oh my gosh, you guys. Amanda had the universe step in and put a hard stop on the trip that she was taking to Virginia. She had a trip planned. She's going to take the Greyhound bus from Milwaukee to Chicago and from Chicago to Washington, D.C. and from D.C. down into Virginia. Okay. She had her hotel booked. She had these bus tickets booked. I took her to the bus station and it was a Tuesday. By Thursday, the furthest that she got was Indianapolis, Indiana from Milwaukee, which I can do in like 8 hours. I can get there, okay, if I drive. Every bus kept getting canceled or she would miss it. I mean, the universe put a hard stop on it. After spending 28 hours in Indianapolis, they were able to get a driver for a bus to take the people back to Chicago. All those people who were stuck, because it wasn't just her. It was a bus full of people from Milwaukee that were going to Virginia. So that entire busload of people, they had to wait for a driver from Greyhound to get them back on, to bring them back. Because they couldn't get a driver to take them all the way to DC. So her non-refundable $600 trip just went out the window. But I feel like the universe did this to her for a reason. The universe put a hard stop on this trip because I believe, and she found out, that the person that she was going to see was not a good person and probably would have harmed her. That's what the universe does, you guys. That's a miracle. So, it is a lovely community. They are very armed open. They're very LGBTQ friendly, which makes me feel comfortable, obviously, right? Because I've been a part of a few different groups where they were not comfortable with LGBTQ people. And that always made me feel like I was a little bit on the outside of the group. With this group, I don't have that worry, okay, which is just amazing. And And that's also good for Amanda too, because Amanda is bisexual, and she, also too needs to have that kind of support, that comforting support. So, yeah, Katie says, listen to your gut. 100%, man. 100%. Flowing says, yes, it does. I trust the universe. I do too. Janet says, I need to step up my protection. I have been a bit lazy. Have had things attached to me before, but my light is brighter now, and my urban neighborhood is dense with spirits. -2. -2. Especially seeing that I live in a generational house. Generations of my family have lived in this house. So there's a generational protection here for me, which is just great. I'm never going to leave here. If I possibly can handle staying here forever until the day I die, that's what I'm going to do, because this is like a safe place for me. Especially now that I got that stupid portal in the basement closed. Yeah, I mean, you're right. You're right, Katie. You're right. And we did talk about that. We talked about how there's responsibilities and then there's fun, right? And as grown-ups, sometimes we have to do the hard thing, and we have to put our responsibilities ahead of our entertainment, But entertainment is one of those external things. We often lean heavily on things that are outside of ourselves for happiness. I have a terrible habit right now of buying all kinds of art things. Okay. I'm just like, and in my head, I'm justifying it. I'm trying new art things. I'm getting involved in the creative process, and, but it's still an external thing, right? It's an external thing that I'm spending money on to entertain myself, or to help me with my progress through my anxiety. So, I mean, I still feel like it's a good thing to spend money on, but not when there are other things that need to be taken care of here in this house. Rick is out of work. Chrissy's out of work. I don't work. The only person working is Devante. We are living off of Rick's disability right now until he goes back to work. I can't justify spending money on things that are externally supportive of me. And I'm not saying that all external support things are bad. They're not. But you have to make an adult-like judgment call, and sometimes Amanda doesn't do that, right? She's young, and she's 35, but man, she's really 18 mentally. In her maturity. She's 18, 19. She's getting better. And sometimes she just doesn't make good decisions with her money. She just does not. Oh, let's see. Oh, Kelly says, it's my mother's birthday today. I need to make her a treat after my infusion. Oh, happy birthday, mother of Kelly. I hope you have a great day. I'm going to send that out to her. Katie says, I live less than 2 miles from a Native American ruin. Let's talk about spirits in the hood, y'all. Yeah, I'm sure. Flowing says, cake, cake, cake. I love cake. I do too. Janet says, a medium remote viewed St. Louis and said the land was very welcoming to indigenous people. I told her St. Louis was built on a huge mound community from about 1050 AD. Bingo. Yeah, Cahokia. I've been there. Man, that's a powerful place. I told Katie, I said, if she ever comes to visit, or if any of you guys come to visit me, we're going to take an overnight trip to Cahokia, because there is a power there. Let me tell you, it is strong. It is fantastic. It's a good power. It's a good feeling. Art things are fun, and they do interact with your inner self. They do. Yes. And I keep, that was sort of my justification with it, was that I can use these things to help further my spiritual growth. And they are. But like, if things are broken in the house, I can't be like saying, I'm going to just let all this go. Just let it go. I can't do that. I have to this is my investment. So I want to take care of this place. And like with Amanda, they just ran into a situation where their power was out because their father stopped paying the electric bill. Amanda took over the electric bill now. She's paying for it. And then she felt this need to get validation from this friend in person. You know what I mean? Instead of like loving herself and being her own source of validation, she decided she wanted to go and try to get this guy. She wanted to have a relationship with this guy. They were just friends, but she was hoping to have a relationship with him. And she was forcing her will instead of doing what she was supposed to do. And the universe said, no, this guy is not good for you. This is not the way you need to get validation. But when she came with me over to the, when we went to go to the full moon ritual, she got to hear a message there that reiterated everything that I had been telling her. And I was like, oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Yes, she is learning some valuable lessons. And I learned some valuable lessons too, Coronado came through here. They are going to dig up what they think was one of his camps near Tucson. Ooh, that's exciting. I wonder what they'll find. Janet says, yes, I could be at Cahokia in about 15 minutes. That's cool. The medium did say that the indigenous energy was positive. Good to hear. Yeah, I certainly, and I went there. The last time I was there was before I even was delving deeply into the spiritual practice that I'm currently in. And I could feel it. It was very, very tangible almost, I love that place. Actually, you know what I do, Janet? I go to the Dick Blick outlet store here in Milwaukee. And they have a lot of like you can buy like loose colored pencils for really cheap. I got a watercolor set that way that was on sale for like half price. I've gotten all my oil paints from there and my, watercolor sets. So I am but yeah, I'll check into that. There might be like we've got the Milwaukee Institute of Art and Design here, and some of those people will spend like hundreds and hundreds, maybe even thousands of dollars on art supplies and then decide, yeah, this isn't for me. And then have to sell them, So that might be a good resource too. I'll have to check around. That's a good idea. Flowing says it's learning how to make adult decisions. It is. And sometimes doing the adult thing means you need to put your entertainment on the back burner. And that's hard. It is hard. Adulting can truly be a wake-up call. Yeah. 100%. Katie says, Archangel Michael protects my property, so they leave me alone. Well, that's good. Kelly says, I'm learning lessons every day, some harder than others. Oh, we all do. And I don't think that we ever stop learning, Kelly. I think the day you stop learning is the day you die and you get the aha moment in the afterlife. So as long as we're learning, we're doing all right. We really are. Oh, why is it doing this? Stop that. Dick Blick is here, but full price. Yeah, they're expensive if you have to pay full price. I wouldn't buy anything for full price from them. And that place that Katie turned me on to, what is the name of that place, Katie? For the art supplies that are inexpensive. I got one set of my watercolors from them. Oh, I can't think of the name right now. It's like Bob's Discount Art Supplies or something like that. But yeah. Open stock art supplies rock. Yeah, they do. Archangel Michael is Janet's bestie. That's cool. And Kelly says, here, I got to touch these things. I'm sorry. I'm like going over them. There are groups on Facebook that sell and trade used art supplies. I got to look at that. I didn't even think of doing that. That's a good idea. There's a reason why people say shit happens. Unless you have to come back, that's a lesson. Yeah. Jerry's Art-O-Rama. Thank you, Katie. Thank you. Jerry's Art-O-Rama. Yes, they have great prices on stuff. I got 2 sketchbooks from them. I got some watercolors from them. I got a wide, flat-topped paintbrush from them. Yeah, there's Fatima. Good morning, honey. How are you? It is good to see you. Are you getting the crazy hot weather up by you too? I'm guessing you are. Oh, she said it. It is so hot in Toronto. I know it is, girl, because we got it bad here too. It is bad. Oh. But I think rain is going to be moving through. And when the rain moves through, I think it's going to drop the dew point afterwards and hopefully bring some slightly cooler temperatures so that hopefully by the 4th of July, we'll have reasonable temperatures. Katie says, I have shopped at Jerry's since about 2001. I highly recommend them. Yeah, I do too. I think I'm so happy that you turned me on to that because it makes, when I need to refill my pans for the watercolors and stuff like that, that's going to make that a lot easier to do, a lot more affordable. And I think I got my watercolor tubes from Jerry's as well. So I spent some money there. Don't you have air conditioning, Fatima? She says, I spend a little bit on my computer, then I leave to cool down in my basement. Oh my gosh. Oh my friend. Katie says, let's all manifest rain and live in gratitude because it's coming and we can feel it and smell it and dance in it. Sound like a plan? Yes. Yes. Let us bring in some heat quenching rain, some temperature relieving rain, nothing severe, nothing torrential, just a nice cooling soak of rain, bringing it down, building up that energy and sending it off to the sky. Let's bring it in. That beautiful, beautiful rain. And so it is. Good idea, Katie. Not in the whole house, just the bedrooms. Gotcha. Okay. Well, that's where you really need it, right? For sleeping? Yeah. Kelly says, Fatima, it is so good to see you. I'm sending love and hugs. Yes. Yes. We were, Fatima, your ears must have been ringing because we were talking about you earlier and how much we appreciate the love and support that you always give us on our videos. You're always there. And I am so grateful for your love and for your support. You're a wonderful, wonderful woman. And I hope that I get to meet you in person someday and give you a tackle hug. Yeah, Flowing says, enough with the severe weather, peaceful rain. Amen to that. Amen. Janet says, I came home yesterday, I opened the front door and was so grateful for the AC. I know that's right. I know that's right. I went outside just for like a minute to dump out Ruben's old bird seed into the little picnic table feeder that I have outside for the squirrels and birds and bunnies. And just going out, dumping that out, and coming back into the house, I was wheezing because the air is so heavy. It was just like triggering my asthma so bad. I've had to walk on the treadmill instead of going out for my walks because it's just too much. Yes, we want refreshing, cleansing rain. Yes. I might even go out and dance in it. Because I love me some rain. I do. I love the sound. The other day it was raining. It just rained for a little while, like 5 minutes. And I was in the car because we were dropping off our friend back at her apartment, and I was just sitting in the car listening to the rain, and I took a little video of it and sent it to Katie, and I'm like, just listen to this. Is this not heaven? You know? Oh. Floating his leg pillows down for all the tackle hugs. That is probably smart. All right, I wanted to talk a little bit about the 5-minute meditation sessions that I'm going to start on the 6th of July. The way that I'm looking at doing this is I will have like a 5-minute meet and greet right at the beginning. You know, as people roll in, you know, and say hi to each other and stuff. I'm going to give people time to do that. And then we're going to go into the 5-minute meditation, and it's going to be 5 minutes of silent meditation. I hope today, if not today, tomorrow, but hopefully today, I'm going to shoot a video as sort of an instruction on how to do this. That I would like you guys, if you're interested in doing this, I'd like you to watch the video so that you get an idea right from the beginning of what it's going to be like, because this may be different than any kind of meditation that you've done before. And it is not an easy meditation, which is why we are starting with 5 minutes. Okay. We can build up over time to a longer session. But 5 minutes is where we're going to start. It's going to be focusing on the breath. It's going to be being in the moment. It's going to be very grounding because you'll be in the moment. And you can do it from a pillow on the floor or in your chair, but your feet got to be on the ground. Okay. And then after we do our 5-minute meditation, I will take prayer requests and we'll send out energy to anybody who needs prayers. Talk a little bit, and I hope to be done within a half an hour. Okay, if not less. You know, if there's hardly any people and nobody's really talking, I might end it like right after the meditation. But if there's people there and we're having a discussion, I'll let it go as long as a half an hour total for everything. And then I'm going to shut down. So it's just going to be a quick and easy little get on your computer. And while we're doing the meditation, you need to be in silence. That is very important. Okay. No music playing, no videos playing in the background, no watching the computer. You're actually going to be stepping back, and I'm going to start and end the meditation session with a chime so that you'll know when it's done. And this type of meditation we do with our eyes open, which for some people, that might be a little challenging too, but you do it with your eyes open. So I'd really like you guys to try it. It has been the most life-changing, beneficial part of my spiritual practice. And I just want to share it with you. It does not, that's good that it's very quiet there, but it doesn't have to be perfectly quiet. You're going to hear ambient noises. You're going to hear birds singing. You're going to hear, if you live with people, you might hear people wandering around, talking to each other out there. but you do want to find a nice quiet spot for yourself and try to eliminate as many of the distractions as you can. Like I said, turn off your radio, turn off your music, that kind of stuff. And give it a chance. Give it a chance. Getting through 5 minutes might be really hard at first, but the more you do it, the more you practice. And practice makes perfect, they say. Although I don't believe in perfection, but practice makes it better, right? The more you do it, the better you're going to get at it, the more it's going to benefit you. And when you start off your day mindful, in the moment, focusing on the breath, it is such a gentle way to enter into your day. As thoughts arise, you acknowledge them. It still happens to me. I can't sit there without a thought. That's what your brain does. Your brain's job is to think. So it's going to think. You're going to have things pop into your head. A lot of times my meditations look like this. Breathe in 1, breathe out 2, breathe in 3, breathe out 4, breathe in 5. I got to do laundry. Okay, yeah, I have to do laundry. Breathe out. Breathe in 1, breathe in 2. So I restart my count. I acknowledge the thought, and I restart my count. Another thing that happens is you get weird random itches. And I don't want you to scratch. I want you to acknowledge the itch. I want you to say, okay, you're breathing in 1, breathing out 2. Oh, I got an itchy leg. I acknowledge you itch. Breathe out 2. You see what I'm saying? And it's weird, but the itch goes away. It goes away once you acknowledge it. Craziness. Now, if you have hives, obviously that's something different. You know what? You do it with your eyes open. You soften your gaze and you kind of like hold your head at like what would that be, a 45-degree angle? But you soften your gaze. So you're not focused on something. You're not going to focus like on a piece of lint on the floor, or, you know what I mean? You soften your gaze, but you allow your perception to be open. You want your perception to be open so that as things do, your cat might come over and sit on your lap. You acknowledge your cat, but you keep breathing. You keep going. Sometimes by the time I'm done meditating, both cats and Reuben are standing in front of me. And the turtles behind my head swimming around. You acknowledge all these things. You acknowledge what comes into your perception. You might get a flash of light as a car goes by, or the sound of the car, or an airplane might fly overhead. You're going to have these things enter into your perception. You acknowledge them, but you go back to the breath. So, yeah. Janice says, I have scratched twice since you said that. Now, girl. Floyd says, eyes open will be new for me. Yeah, it's a different thing. Katie says, that's how I get through fibro. Yeah, there you go. Sharp pains, they hit. I say hello, and then they go away. Yep. A lot of pain is just acknowledgement. A lot of pain requires acknowledgement. I get pains in my knees sometimes when I'm sitting because of my surgery that I had on my knee that still isn't right. I just feel like, okay, knee, I feel you there. And I just keep going, and the pain subsides. It goes away. Or it just, because I've acknowledged it, it now just melds into my being. You know what I mean? Animals will come. Mine show up for meditation this past week when I needed them. Animals do come up, and animals are very sensitive to the energies that you're producing when you're doing meditation, whatever kind of meditation. Doesn't matter what kind of meditation it is. There is an energy, there is a connection, that happens, and your animals are going to be very sensitive to it. I have to believe that cats are more sensitive than dogs. When I used to meditate, when my dog was still alive, he would occasionally wander in, but it was always the cats. And now Reuben too. Reuben, Reuben might be, what's going on? Why is everybody back there? I'm going to march my little red butt over there and see what's going on. Oh, Kelly says, I enjoy learning new things. I'm glad. This is what we should be doing for each other. We need to promote our best practices. And I really feel that this is exactly, I know for sure that this is exactly what Spirit wants me to do. Because Spirit has told me this. I've had my grandmother tell me this. I've had my cousin Ann tell me this, and they're all on the other side, rooting me on, saying, hey, keep doing this. Keep going down this path. No matter what life throws at you, no matter what physical hardships you have to go through, whatever mental hardships you have to go through, just keep moving down this path organically, not forced, organically. And I'm at that place now. So it's time for me to do this. Jenna says, I think you're right about cats, Dolly. Yeah, cats are very sensitive. I think cats walk between the worlds. I think a lot of animals do, but cats really do. They are not limited by dimensions. We tend to just see this dimension. Cats don't. They see it all. Ever have a cat that's like looking at something that's there and you don't see it? Well, they're seeing everything. They're seeing all that exists in this space. Regardless of what universe they're currently in, they see all of them. That is just what I believe. Hey, Barb, how's it going? When I first joined in-person meditation group, I would do a walking meditation and in between the other meditation, which I loved. Yes, I love walking meditations too. When I practiced at the Zen Center, that was part of our practice. We would do walking meditations, and it was wonderful. We also did working meditations where we did our work in silence and just focused on what we had to do. Weren't thinking about the past, weren't thinking about the future, just staying right here in the now and focusing on what we had to do. And that was a good practice. And I still do that to this day. I take the world's fastest showers. At least that's what my family tells me. Because all I do when I shower is shower. I don't think about what has to come up during the day. When I have to wash my hair, I'm just washing my hair. When I have to wash my body, I'm just washing my body. That's what I do. Janet loves learning new things too. Good. Kelly says, I'm working on I'm working on formalizing what I have learned about intuition these past few years. Good. We bring peace into each other's lives. Yes, we do, Flowing. Janet says, whoa, when my TV is on, it's generally on YouTube. I don't have cable. The Reiki teacher told me that the spirits in my house told her they are like watching my TV. On too much? Maybe. That's fun. All right. I'm going to read an affirmator card. Because, I like the affirmations. I like the affirmations. This affirmator card. Oh, wait, I didn't sing my song. Affirmator. There we go. No, I feel better. The affirmator card today is spontaneity. Do you like spontaneous adventures of the highest caliber? The only acceptable answer to this question is yes. So buckle up, Charlie. You're about to take a wild ride through the unexplored, unconventional, and underrated. You're about to learn that yes is a magic word with the power to unlock new dimensions in space, time, and after-hours hangouts. Yes will lead you to experiences you didn't think possible and teach you that lifelong friendships are something lurking just behind a karaoke singer's mullet. It's the eye of the tiger. Yeah, spontaneity. Spontaneity is something that I need to learn how to do. I am not good at that. I am not good at spontaneity. I am uncomfortable with spontaneity. But putting myself into discomfort is something that has always been beneficial to me. Facing my discomforts, you know, being comfortable with uncertainty. That has always led me to good things. So we're going to keep doing that. Barb says, blessing to all. Have a beautiful day. I apologize for being so quiet. Know that I love you all. Oh, Barb, it's okay. We know you love us. I'm just glad that you're here, you know? I'm just glad that you're here. Katie says, when someone brings up the word mullet, the first thought is Joe Dirt. Then I go to Billy Ray Cyrus and then Achy Breaky Heart. Yeah. Oh, that's funny. All right, you guys. Well, it is 11 o'clock, so I'm going to let you go. I love you guys. Thank you all for being here today. I really appreciate you. And, you know, keep an eye out for this video on the 5-minute meditation sessions. I'm going to try to do a instructional video, you know, to help you guys understand what we're trying to do with this. And I love you guys. I love you. Thank you for being used. Thank yous for being used. And I will see you all again very, very soon. Mwah! Take care, everybody. I am heading out.
Thank you for coming to my show. I'll see you all next time. You all rock. Dolly loves you. Dance around the room. It's time to go. Why are you still here? Dolly needs a sandwich and a nap. I'll see you next time. Thank you all for coming. Thank you all for coming. I'll see you next time. Have a great day. Thank you for coming to my show. I'll see you all next time. You all rock. Dolly loves you. All rock. Dolly loves you. Dance the room. It's time to go. Why are you still here? Dolly, you still here? Have a great day.